The soft golden sunlight fluttered through the June-mentioned enormous windows, were chirped faintly outside, but inside chaos strife. Eunji was pacing near the grand staircase, barefoot in her pink pajamas, her hair a mess. She kept glancing upstairs towards Jungkook's room with wide, anxious eyes, bubbling under her breath. Oh my god, she's not out yet. What if he did something? What if she fainted? What if he. Why did I give her that stupid dare? She clenched her head in frustration when a familiar voice startled her. Yoonji, why are you stomping around like a lunatic this early? Yoonji turned with a jump. I'm nothing, just morning exercise. Mrs. Jung raised an eyebrow and crossed her arms. You don't even get out of bed for school on time? What did you do? She gave her a suspicious look while Yoonji bit her lips, sweating forming on her forehead. Okay, don't freak out, but I kind of dared Ryan to kiss Jungkook last night while he was sleeping and she didn't come back to our room since then. Mrs. June's eyes widened. You what? I'm sorry, I didn't think she will actually go. I was just messing around. Mrs. June turned about to march upstairs when both women froze on the sound of footsteps approach from above. Jungkook came into view first dressed in a black oversized tee and sweatpants. Hair still messy from sleep, his hands were wrapped tightly around Vines, who was walking beside him in her slightly wrinkled oversized hoodie. Her cheeks were flushed, and she looked like she wanted to melt into the marble floor. Mrs. June and Yoonji stared at the two, completely frozen. Wa- Well, Mrs. June cleared her throat, a teasing smile breaking on her face as she composed herself. You two come have breakfast. We have got a lot to talk about. Jungkook gave a lazy smirk and led Vian down the stairs while she glared at Yoonji, who was making faces at her. You better shut up if you don't want me to kick your ass. Yoonji quickly zipped her lips and saluted mockingly. The long polished dining table was filled with fresh toast, scrambled eggs, steaming dumplings, and a large fruit platter. One sat beside Jungkook, her body stiff as a board, hands hidden under the table while Jungkook had his finger laced with her, his thumb rubbing circles on her palm. Mrs. June sipped her tea, her eyes flicking between the two with a smile tugging at her lips. Why dare I apologize on Yoonji's behalf? She can be too much sometimes. I hope she didn't push you too far. One already flustered, immediately shook her head. No, please don't apologize. There is no need for apologize, Mom. His deep voice cut in as he set his cup down and looked across the table. I have been in love with Vian for a long time, but I never said anything because she deserved a world better than mine. He glanced sideways at Vian, his eyes intense but tender. But last night, thanks to your chaotic daughters there, things changed, and for once I am glad something chaotic happened. Mrs. Jones' eyes shimmered, her hand pressing to her chest. Finally, I was waiting for this. Why, I always wanted you as my daughter in law. Same. Okay, maybe I was just teasing, but I ship this now. Yoonji clapped her hand and threw her arm around Wine, who was still red as tomato. Jungkook, Wine get married. Like now. Before anything else delays it, before you guys gave me a good news soon. Wine choked on her juice while Jungkook chuckled and scoffed at the same time. We didn't even do anything. We just talked all night. Mrs. June covered her mouth, embarrassed but green. Well, it's a romantic, but I can't wait any longer. Let Van graduate first, 3 months more, then we can talk wedding dates. Mrs. June nodded. Fine, but I will start making guest lists now. She handed Van a glass of juice lovingly. Why all the love for Van, huh? What about me? Because you are a little devil. Mrs. June and Van burst into laughter while Yoonji pouted dramatically. I gave you Van. Technically, I deserve a reward. Jungkook leaned back with a knowing smirk. Look out the window. Yoonji dashed towards the glass. No way, she gasped as right outside park was a shining red sports car, the exact one Yoonji had been drooling over for months. She screamed and jumped up and down in excitement. At Vine's home, the atmosphere was quiet and filled with tension. Vine sat on the sofa nervously clenching a cushion. Her parents sat across from her, concern evident on their faces. Jungkook is a good man, but he's from a completely different world than ours. Their life, their power, their enemies. What if someone tries to hurt you because of him? One opened her mouth, unsure how to respond, when the door opened gently with a crack. Jungkook stepped in tall, calm, respectful. He bowed low. Annyeonghaseyo, I apologize for coming without informing, he said to Wan's parents. Jungkook, as she called his name, he looked at her, his gaze soft. I wanted to let you speak first, but I couldn't wait outside knowing you were worried. He turned to Wan's parents, his dark gaze sincere. I love your daughter. I am aware of the dangers around me, but I won't let any of them touch her. Not a shadow, not a whisper. She is my woman and I will protect her with everything I have. Vine's parents were visibly shaken by the intensity in his voice. Appa, Amma, I love him. I trust him. Please bless us. Her mother's eyes welled with tears as she looked at her husband, then back at Jungkook. If you are this serious about her, then I will trust you too. Vine threw herself into her parents' arms. Vine's mother walked up to Jungkook and hesitated, but he gently took her hands. Please think of me as your son. Her mother patted his back gently, a warm smile formed on her face. Welcome to the family, son. Jungkook smiled, while Vine looked at him impressed and winked at him secretly that made his lip curled up in a slight smirk. The grand June estate was decorated in white and gold. Flowers bloomed across every archway. Classical music played softly in the background as guests murmured with excitement. Vine walked down the aisle. A vision in white, her smile soft and glowing. Jungkook, dressed in a sharp black tux, couldn't take his eyes off her. As they stood before each other holding hands, the world around them faded. Jungkook leaned in close, his voice a whisper only for her. You made me believe in forever. I love you in this life and the next. Vine's lips curled up into a shy smile. I am yours, Jungkook, in every life. The officiant smiled as he pronounced them husband and wife. Legally mine in every way, Mrs. June Jungkook. Mine to cherish, mine to ruin. Jungkook didn't wait. He pulled her close and kissed her deeply, passionately, his hand cupping her cheeks as the guest cheered. That's my brother and my best friend power couple. Mrs. June dabbed her eyes with a tissue, so do Ian's parents. Finally, and as the wind danced with the petals and the sun warmed their skin, Jungkook continued whispering teasing words that keep the butterflies alive in her stomach. You are joking, right? One smile by Yoonji gasped loudly. I am going to be an aunt. You are pregnant, I mean, you really pregnant? She asked, her eyes wide, her hand trembling at the intensity of the news while Vine nodded, her eyes filled up. Oh my god, congratulations, I'm so happy. Yoonji hugged her tightly. Did Opa know this? No, but mom knows. Yoonji clapped her hand in excitement. Oh, I know. Opa will be so happy, but why didn't you tell him that you are pregnant? One immediately covered Yoonji's mouth as Jungkook walked in. What are you two cooking? He asked while Vine smiled awkwardly and before she could make any excuse, Yoonji freed herself. You are pregnant, Opa. What? Vine and Jungkook both said together while Yoonji laughed with a crying face as she realized what she said. Jungkook looked at Vine while she was secretly pinching Yoonji for ruining her plan. I am sorry I couldn't hold myself. Now I am going by. She quickly got up and ran away while Vine slowly stood up, biting her lips. Let's pretend nothing happened. I didn't hear anything and you can still surprise me. He said his voice soft. He was trying to be composed, but Vine saw the emotion in his eyes. She smiled before walking towards him. I didn't plan anything. I wanted to plan with Yoonji, but you know when she gets panic or excited, she can't keep the secret. And I didn't tell her that I wanted to surprise you. Her brain works slower than the turtles. He said, his voice cracking, while Vine chuckled. I'm dying to hear it from you, Vine. Please say it now. Vine smiled, wiping her tears. You are going to be a father, Jungkook. I'm pregnant. She said, her voice barely above a whisper as she took out the kid from her back pocket while Jungkook couldn't hold himself and hugged Vine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming in my life, Ryan. Thank you for loving me and believing on me. Ryan hugged him back, kissed on his shoulder while she rubbed his back to comfort him. Now please stop crying before I start crying. Jungkook chuckled as he leaned back and placed a kiss on Ryan's forehead.